After the brutal and tragic Shibuya incident and Gojo sealing, the balance of power in the Jujutsu world got completely fucked. Cursed spirits are everywhere now. Over 10 million curses roaming around. Evil sorcerers are freer than ever since their number one threat, Satoru Gojo, is sealed. About 5 million citizens got evacuated and displaced from their homes that fell inside cursed zones. Right after Shibuya, the Jujutsu headquarters announced 5 statements. First, it was confirmed that Geto is alive, so he's sentenced to death for the second time. Second, Gojo is considered an accomplice in the Shibuya massacre, and unsealing him is officially a crime. Third, Principal Masamichi Yaga is sentenced to death for allegedly pushing Gojo and Geto into the incident. Fourth, Yuji Itadori's execution is reinstated. And fifth, Okotsu Yuta is assigned as Yuji's executioner. Then we move to the Zenin clan estate. Naoya, arrogant as ever, mocks Maki for being ugly and praises her sister Mai for being prettier. Quick reminder, Naoya Zenin is a first-grade sorcerer, son of Naobito Zenin and cousin of Maki and Mai. Naoya walks into a room where 2 people are waiting. One scolds him for being late. Who are they? First, Ogi Zenin, Maki's father and Naobito's brother. Second, Junichi Zenin, one of the clan elders. Ogi tells Naoya that his dad Naobito is on his deathbed, but Naoya doesn't give a shit. He only cares about becoming clan head once his father dies. He mocks Junichi, calling him ugly face, but Junichi moves in and almost lands a punch, but Naoya dodges easily. But Ogi's sword stops just centimeters from his throat. At that moment, a guy named Furudate enters to deliver the clan leader's last will. Furudate reads it out. The 27th clan head will be Naoya. He inherits all assets, including the cursed tools in Tokyo Jujutsu High and all Zenin properties. But if Goju Satoru dies or ends up mentally incapacitated, then Megumi Fushiguro becomes clan head instead, and all assets transfer to him. Naoya is shook to his core. He knows Ogi and Junichi won't oppose that, meaning they'd rather have Megumi than him. Enraged, Naoya orders some random NPC girl to tell the elders that he'll kill Sukuna's vessel, Itadori, and by using the chaos in Tokyo as cover, he can kill Megumi too, so no one notices who dies or survives. All just to make himself clan head. Then we get a flashback to Yuki talking on the phone. She apologizes for not showing up earlier, saying she was focused on something else. She hints she might not even be on their side. She just wants to rid the world of curses, finally revealing she's planning to confront Tengen. Cut back to Yuji, sitting alone on the stairs, depressed as fuck. Choso walks up and asks how he's doing. Yuji says he's fine, though he took a hit from Black Flash. It might be because Sukuna's power inside him is still growing. Yuji admits he's worried. Sukuna is planning something involving Fushiguro. Yuji adds he can't return to Jujutsu High because he killed too many people and he can't face everyone again. Plus he killed Choso's little brothers, so Choso reassures him, saying it was just a misunderstanding. And if his brothers were alive, they'd feel the same way as he does now. They head out together to hunt down roaming curses in Tokyo. Then we see Yuji standing alone on a bridge. He claps his hands loudly to attract curses, and sure enough, they crawl out of the river and chase him. Yuji lures them into an underpass, where Choso obliterates them with a piercing bloodshot. The last one charges at Choso, but Yuji smashes it into a wall. Choso is impressed at Yuji's cursed energy control and freakish physical ability. When he praises Yuji and calls him little brother, Yuji groans, asking if he's still gonna keep saying that. Choso replies he'll repeat it forever if that's what it takes for Yuji to remember. Then someone shady approaches from behind. Yep, it's Naoya. He asks where Megumi is. He mocks Yuji for making so much noise instead of running away. When Yuji looks confused, Naoya realizes Yuji doesn't know his death sentence was reinstated. So he tells him straight up. He explains he's after Megumi, not Yuji. He doesn't care if Yuji lives or dies. Yuji yells, demanding what he wants from Megumi. Naoya says he wants him dead, but not before making him sign a contract naming Naoya as Zenin clan head. In less than a second, Naoya vanishes and reappears between Yuji and Choso. He smashes Yuji in the face, clashes with Choso, then jumps again and appears behind them. Choso realizes this isn't just raw speed, it's a curse technique, but Naoya underestimates them. Suddenly, a wave of dread hits everyone. For a moment, Yuji thinks it's Gojo's energy, but darker, heavier. Yes, it's Yuta. He finally appears. Yuta leaps from an upper balcony, smashes part of the wall, and lands hard, leaving Yuji and Choso stunned. Yuta asks which one of them is Itadori Yuji. Naoya instantly points at Yuji, saying he's Yuta's ally. Clearly terrified of Yuta's power, Yuji and Choso realize Yuta is the executioner. When Yuji hears the name Okotsu, he remembers Megami mentioning him once and connects the dots. This guy is a second-year special grade sorcerer, same tier as Gojo. Meanwhile, Choso studies Naoya's style. He sees that Naoya is a trickster type who uses his cursed technique to boost his speed. Fighting tag with him won't work. Choso decides Yuji should focus on escaping from Yuta while he handles Naoya. Naoya tries to cut a deal with Yuta, asking him not to tell headquarters if Yuji dies, since he wants to use Yuji as bait for Megumi. Of course he can't say that out loud, or Yuta will crush him. All four move at once. Yuta charges at Yuji, while Naoya goes after Choso. Yuji splints, shocked by Yuta's insane speed. Choso tries to counter Naoya with blood manipulation, but Naoya already seen it before. He dodges easily, saying only piercing blood could bother him, but it needs charging. He taunts Choso, saying it's his time to die. Choso gets serious, asking if Naoya really thinks he'll survive after attacking his little brother. Cut to Yuji versus Yuta. Yuji leaps over a car while Yuta readies his katana. Yuta is stunned. He thought he'd cut Yuji. Yuji suddenly grabs the car and slams it into Yuta. He knows he can't win in the open, so he rushes into a building, but Yuta casually tosses the entire car at him again, blocking the entrance. Dude treats a multi-ton car like a toy. Yuta explains it's because of his nearly infinite cursed energy. He's the opposite of Yuji, who relies on raw physical combat. Yuta even says his cursed energy is greater than Gojo's, but what makes Gojo superior is his 6 eyes, which prevent cursed energy loss. Yuta ends his lecture with a slash at Yuji, who barely evades. But Yuji isn't giving up this time, not like Shibuya. This time, he has a clear goal. Yuji barely dodges Yuta's katana strikes. One clean hit and he's done. He spots an idea. He jumps into an SUV, finds a knife inside, and arms himself. Yuta is unfazed, since it's not a cursed tool, but Yuji floods it with cursed energy. He remembers Gojo's lesson about not relying on weapons, but mastering cursed energy itself. They clash again, but Yuji realizes he still can't win. Yuta breaks his knife in half and stabs Yuji in the torso. But Yuji refuses to drop. He pins Yuta's katana to the ground and snaps the blade with his foot. Absolute beast. Yuta admits he underestimated him. He's Gojo's student after all. Yuji thinks they're evenly matched now, since both are unarmed. But suddenly, something horrifying grabs his head. A massive creature appears. Yes, it's Rika. Yuji freezes in terror, and just like that, Yuta pierces Yuji's heart, apologizing as he does. Sukuna is surprised at first, then smirks. Meanwhile, in the tunnel, Choso is barely holding against Naoya's inhuman speed. Naoya smashes him into a wall, asking about his cursed technique. Choso proudly answers, "I'm the eldest of 10 siblings." Naoya scoffs, saying that's not the answer he wanted. He wants to know about the technique. He vanishes again, moving so fast, Choso can barely keep up. Choso strains his red scale into his eyes to sharpen his vision. Still, Naoya blocks his counter and slams him again, revealing he slipped a knife into Choso to mess with his blood control. Naoya mocks sorcerers for relying on weapons, saying his older brothers flaunting theirs is pathetic. Choso asks if he hates his brothers, and Naoya says yes. Choso responds, older brothers are role models, whether to warn their siblings away from mistakes or to guide them forward. He asks Naoya if maybe he's only strong because his older brothers were weak. Choso says he himself had no one older, so he had to face his mistakes alone and lead his younger brothers. Blood pools at Choso's feet, as Naoya wonders how the fuck he's not dead from blood loss, but it's explained. Death paintings are half human, half curse. They can convert cursed energy into blood, so they don't die from bleeding. Choso uses the blood to push Naoya back, but Naoya sneers at his slow blood attacks. What he doesn't realize is the sheer volume of blood hid Choso's movement. Choso blindsides him with a surprise kick. Naoya dodges barely, but Choso manages to splash blood on his leg, making him heavy as fuck. With Naoya slowed, Choso preps piercing blood. Checkmate. Naoya panics, wondering why he hasn't fired yet. Turns out Choso was baiting him. The third time, he's tricked Naoya. Choso unleashes a move he perfected after 150 years of refining blood manipulation. A massive blood explosion scattering in every direction, shredding Naoya. Coldly, Choso says, "You don't love your brothers. That's something I'll never understand." Then we see Yuta dragging Yuji's limp body across the ground like trash. Absolutely badass panel. Choso whirls around, but Yuta blitzes him with rapid strikes, dropping him flat. Yuta stares down at Naoya with pure contempt. Naoya, bleeding from Choso's poison blood, coughs it up violently. Yuta asks if he wants healing. His reverse curse technique can heal others too, not just himself. But in exchange, Naoya has to tell headquarters Yuji is dead. Then we get a weird flashback. Yuji's grandpa arguing with Yuji's dad, Jin. Grandpa warns Jin to steer away from that woman, Yuji's mother, saying you'll die if he keeps her around. Jin brushes it off, saying not to talk like that in front of Yuji. Suddenly, Kaori, Yuji's mom, shows up, only with stitches on her forehead. Yep, it's all clear now. Kenjaku used her body, meaning Yuji is the child of Jin and Kenjaku. That explains his insane physical abilities even before joining Jujutsu High, and why Choso calls him little brother. Absolute mind-blowing plot twist. Yuji is half human, half freaking Kenjaku spawn. Back to the present. Yuji wakes up in a dark place with flames around. Yuta smiles, relieved he's alive. Yuta explains Gojo asked him in September to watch over a first year named Yuji Itadori if anything ever happened to him. Yuta joked maybe Gojo finally got a girlfriend. Gojo says Yuta's becoming a comedian, but then he got serious and said that he feels that something bad was coming and entrusted Yuji to Yuta. In the present, Yuta reveals he faked Yuji's death sentence, making himself the executioner so he could know everything. He swore a binding vow to kill Yuji, but when Yuji's heart stopped, he revived him instantly with reversed curse technique. Very few people know he can even do that. Yuji asks again why he went this far. Yuta says because Yuji is important to people important to him. He tells Yuji not to blame himself, unlike himself, who was at fault for his own power. Yuji isn't to blame for Sukuna. Suddenly, Megumi enters. Yuji is shocked. Megumi tells him to come back to Jujutsu High. He says as long as nobody sees Yuji's face directly, he'll be fine. But Yuji yells at him to stop acting like everything's normal. He killed people. Tons of people died because of him. Megumi fires back that it's not just Yuji's fault. It's their fault. Don't be selfish, carrying all the burden alone. We're not heroes fighting for justice. We're sorcerers. Nobody can judge us. We just have to prove our right to exist. Then Megumi asks Yuji's help. Megumi explains that Noritoshi Kamo created something called the culling game to wipe out cursed energy users, and his sister Tsumiki is caught in it. He asks Yuji for his strength. Then the chapter ends with the 8 rules of the culling game. Players must declare participation within 19 days of awakening a technique. Break this rule, lose your curse technique. Non-players entering the barrier automatically become players. You swear points by killing other players. Killing sorcerers is worth 5 points. Non-sorcerers, 1 point. 100 points lets you add a new rule. The game master must accept unless it breaks the game long term. If your score doesn't change for 19 days, you lose your technique. And that's the end of Yuji's execution arc. A short arc, just a setup for the massive, heavy-hitting culling game arc. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and peace.